It's finally time for a premier matchup in the AAC. Bluefield College hosts Bryan College here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel here, as well as Ethan Stinson. We are glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Well, Bryan's bus got fixed. They finally got here, and we are ready for a big rematch after Bluefield College took on this team a week ago. And because of that win, Ethan, Bluefield College trying to jockey for some position in the AAC moving into the tournament next week.
Not only that, but I would argue that they're jockeying for the Nationals. They're wanting to go big or go home. They're 10-6 on the season in conference, and it's just going to be an evenly matched game today.
Yeah, Bryan currently 15-2 in the AAC. One of those two losses to the Bluefield College Rams, and 16-4 overall. Well, they did play back on March 4th. Bluefield College got the win in Dayton, Tennessee, 3-2. Who are some names that popped out in that matchup that really stood out to you, Ethan?
One thing for sure, Jessica Wells just was versatile at her position at the middle blocker, where she's usually an outside hitter. She delivered consistently with the kill, and it was amazing performance that night. And then also on the other side, G.G. Ford rivals Wells for only a few of the kills, still in the 200s as well, and she delivers consistently from the outside.
Well, Buddy Gallimore in his sixth season, this is a very talented squad coming into this one. What an odd day it has been here at Bluefield College. Last night, a tree fell on a main power line on campus, so class was actually canceled for today. The Wi-Fi is currently out. We are running off of a Verizon hotspot for our entire broadcast, so we're doing the best we can, folks, to bring this game into your living room. But Bluefield College also allowing some fans in the stadium for the first time in this academic year. We have just about, well, we'll call it about 15 fans that won a student lottery to be inside of the building to support Bluefield College in maybe its biggest volleyball game of the 2020-2021 season. Bryan's going to be in the black, Bluefield College in the home whites, headed by Buddy Gallimore in his sixth season, up against this Bryan team headed by Jessica Day in her fifth season. So, as we said, right now Bryan is number 2 in the AAC, right behind Reinhardt, who will win likely the regular season in the conference, moving into the tournament next week. So the Rams trying to win a game today and then make a run in the conference tournament to build a bit of a resume to make the NAIA tournament. So the Rams playing in their first game at home here in the Dome since November. They had a game that was scheduled just a couple of weeks ago that got moved against Union. Leslie Flores on the floor right now, as well as Stephanie Reitzloff. In the back, got to watch out for Cassidy Brown for Bluefield, as well as Claire Fingerlin. And then up at the net, it's going to be Aubrey Watcott, the setter, who was named actually the setter of the conference of performance against Bryan College. So, with the ball ready to serve, going to be Shira Four. 4 with the ball, and we are underway. Watcott to Flores. Well, Flores, another name you have to watch out for, Ethan, because she had 17 kills, even though the first one goes to Bryan. But Flores had 17 kills in that matchup against Bryan.
And that's one of the examples of just a dynamic hitter for Bluefield College. All season long, you've just seen Flores attack the net.
Yeah, Flores, a great freshman season now in her sophomore year, still one of the better hitters for Bluefield College. Jessica Wells starting out on the bench. And as Ethan had pointed out, Bluefield College, with Buddy Gallimore's tutelage, made sure that Jessica Wells in that last game against Bryan went from being a usual outside to being a middle hitter.
And she still delivered with excellence that time.
Yeah, had 4 blocks, had 13 kills. Here's 4, what another serve. Rams call for the double last time. Here's Flores. Good dig, though, from Reagan Ken. Flores again, swings. Whistle blows, point Bluefield. Rams have their first point of the contest.
She's the usual suspect. She always likes to play at the net when it comes to the blocks.
Now Cassidy Brown cycles out. And into the game, Reese Turner, but a service error after the serve from Morgan Coulter goes low. So now ready for Bryan in the black. It's going to be Jessica Towle, a senior from Cleveland, Tennessee. Eichsloff, dig in the back from Towle. A miscommunication there. Coulter punches the ball over. Off the block, and another point for Bryan.
Yeah, Bluefield just needed to get a little bit more on the inside. It went a little bit out, but they touched it. So therefore, point to Bryan.
There's Towle. Big swing and a kill for Leslie Flores. Teed up perfectly there off of the set.
You've seen Flores also with the kills, and her and Wells both know how to kill the ball and really deliver points to this Bluefield team.
So Leslie Flores with the serve. Watcott. Turner. And Flores went for the hand there. Ball looked like it was sailing over that back boundary, but yet another kill for Gigi Ford. So now ready to serve, it's going to be Reagan Ken. Native of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Fingerlin. Just moved outside of the boundary, point Bluefield. Here's Claire Fingerlin. Once again, folks, the Wi-Fi out across campus today, so pretty tough setup for us here as this communication benefits the Rams.
Still anybody's game.
Rams just down by one. The overpass, ace Bluefield, Leslie Flores.
Ford tried to get to the ball. She raced after it at that corner over there to the net, but she missed it by a hair.
I checked that. It was Fingerlin. Another tough serve. Rams able to tie it up. And then once again with the answer, Bryan. Humongous matchup here for Bluefield College. Remember, Rams beat them 3-2. Probably one of the better upsets of the year for Bluefield College. 10-6 on the season. Haven't played a ton of games at home, and just think about the wear and tear of the coronavirus and what it's done to this team mentally and physically. Fingerlin there to answer. Watcott saves it. Jessica Wells. What a dig on the other end by Towle. And Bluefield unable to answer. So once again, a 2-point lead for Bryan College.
Despite what I've seen on that rally, I did like it when Wells went at the net, and when she saw the block, she went backwards, but someone was there to get the ball and keep the play going.
Now Reese Turner able to end that play down the line. So Bluefield College within one. Cassidy Brown. So here's Brown, a returner for Bluefield. Originally played at Hiawassee, where the school closed. Leslie Flores from the back, point Bluefield, tying it up at 7-7.
What can we say? The usual suspect.
So back to Brown. Rams trying to take their first lead of the first set. Wells able to answer off her own block. Coulter. Another one off the block. Wells. And just palmed over by Paige Randolph. So once again, Bryan keeping its lead at 1. Back and forth we go early on in set number 1. Remember, this game got started an hour late, maybe actually 2 hours late, because Bryan's bus broke down on the way here. Colts are going a bit low, back to a 9-7 game. And that's just something that happens in the NAIA, really uncontrolled circumstances. Bryan had to kind of scramble to get the transportation to make the trip from Dayton, Tennessee. Fortunately, he's still able to play here today. Here's Jessica Wells. Too far. 10-7.
A little bit outside, but still good execution.
Well, Buddy Gallimore calls a timeout, and we will take a break. Our first one here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 10-7, Bryan leads. Welcome back, everybody. Bryan leading in this one, 10-7 over Bluefield. Here in set number one, Bailey Engel, Ethan Stinson. We're glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams playing in front of a limited group of fans, but fans nonetheless here at the Dome, and maybe most important matchup of the Bluefield College season here in 2020-2021. Buddy Gallimore calling Bluefield's first timeout. And resume play here. With a serve coming up from Gigi Ford, the sophomore outside hitter from Memphis, Tennessee. Jessica Day really focusing the recruiting in the volunteer state for Bryan. Jessica Wells attacks, and the block could not substantiate for Bryan, so Bluefield back within 2 right after the timeout.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this one had to go beyond 25 to nail this one in the coffin.
Yeah, it's been back and forth so far, and no team, I mean, you saw with Bryan, they jumped up to a 4-point lead. Now it's down to a 1-point lead after Coulter secures the ace for Bluefield College. See what the freshman from Beckley, West Virginia can do here. Another solid serve. Ford, too far. Oh, a great thing that Buddy Gallimore called that timeout. Rams have scored 3 unanswered right out of the timeout.
And I think part of that's because of the miscombobulation of Bryan as well, sort of getting out of system there.
Well, let's see if Coulter's able to get them out of system. Another great serve targeting on the far side, and Abby Rector. Blocked! Jessica Wells and Watcott combining there, and Bluefield College has its first lead of the first set.
And the fans are definitely cheering.
Yeah, it just feels good to have energy back inside of the Dome. As Coulter tries beyond the back line again. But, and we were talking about this off air at one point, Bluefield College women's volleyball maybe brings one of the most unique atmospheres here at the Dome and brings a good amount of noise with the fans that attend here. And it really does, it really is unfortunate that the local community isn't able to come out to the volleyball games, because they really do for Bluefield College women's volleyball. And now with a couple of students making up that student section today, certainly helping Bluefield College stay close in this one at 11-11. Watcott feeds Flores. Once again, that block so quick for Bryan, led by Paige Randolph. Oh, 12-11, Lions lead. Flores targeting the back. Good block. What a unique push there. Michaela Hampton thought she was just going to go straight over, found her space, and now for Bryan, that lead was short-lived for Bluefield College. Lions right back up by 2.
She saw Fingerlin a bit far away, tried to save it, but couldn't.
That just nicks right off the top of the net, and Anna Kane. So Kane right after the ace, native of Jackson, Tennessee, serves again, and this time blasts the ball a bit too far. So Bluefield College definitely take that gift there. 14-12 the score. Checking in for the first time for the Rams, Sophia Sansone, the freshman from Michigan. From the back, block is there. Coulter to Flores. Pushed out. And the Rams committed an error there. And Bluefield College surrenders the point, so it's 15-12.
But I seen the excitement in Hampton as she just found a spot where no one could get to it.
Here's 4. Flores, right hand, point Bluefield. So Bryan has held the lead for most of this first set, but the Rams have not let it get bigger than 4-1. It's been as long or as large as a 3-point lead.
I don't know if someone's beatboxing or not.
No, I don't think Biz Marquis showed up, Ethan. I think we're just trying to get the aux cord situated. Ace, Bluefield. Humongous point, and the Rams are back within 1. Aubrey Wycott to try it again. AAC Setter of the Week.
Gigi Ford couldn't get a good grip on it, and it went under the net.
Another solid serve. Push down. Block was there. Flores and Reitzloff. Wycott. Turner. The right hand dig from Fingerlin. And Bluefield College getting the benefit. Or no, excuse me, Bryan.
Not sure what that was.
So the Rams touched the net.
Can't do that.
Ending a bit of a run. Here's Reitzloff. Too far. Back to a 3-point lead for the Lions, and now the magic number just 8. Towel. Wycott pops the ball for Reitzloff. Point Bluefield. Blowing it past the dive of Reagan Ken.
And also Tao, it was right between Keen and Tao, but none of them, it just sailed right past.
So after the kill, here's Leslie Flores. Going to the back for Ken. Gigi Ford. Too far. Rams back within 1.
It's just been a back-and-forth game here, Bailey, and I think some of it has to do with some of the errors that have been costly for both of these teams.
But you see that these errors haven't been awful looking. They're still trying to go for the back line aggressively. Block was there. Reitzloff recovers. Coulter. Got through the block. Gigi Ford. Back to a 2-point game.
Add another kill to that one.
So Gigi Ford makes it 18-16. Wycott. Coulter gliding to the net with a block once again there for BC. So now Bryan tying its largest lead of the first set, 19-16. Only 6 away from a set 1 victory. Tough serve, just nicking the tape. Blocked, 20-16.
We haven't seen a lead this much since pretty much against the first part of the set.
Right, Bluefield College has gone back and forth with Bryan, and Buddy Gallimore calls a timeout. So we'll step aside. Bryan up 20-16 here in set 1. Welcome back, everybody. 20-16 now the score. Bluefield College and Bryan College here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Lions leading in this one by 4 here in set number 1 in a humongous AAC volleyball contest. And Ethan, Well, it seems like Bluefield College and Bryan have gone back and forth a lot so far, but Bryan has just been able to capitalize.
Yeah, especially, Bailey, on the fact that they got Gigi Ford, and she's made some substantial plays to get that lead widened.
So it's the largest lead of the ball game, 20-16. Reitzloff trying to answer and blast the ball beyond the line. So did not get a piece of the block for Bryan that time, so now the Lions are up by 5. Just 4 away from taking this one to make it 1-0. Coulter blocked. Reitzloff in the air. Watcott going for the back corner. Bryan was already celebrating.
You can't be too preemptive in the celebrations, Bailey.
Coulter. Here's Gigi Ford again. Coulter. Bluefield College just not calibrating on these attacks. Coulter sailing the ball beyond the back line. 22-16. Back for Turner. Leslie Flores in the back for Bluefield, and the few fans that are in the building enjoy that one. 22-17.
Ball went a little bit too fast in the velocity for Keene. Went right past her hands. So an excellent delivery.
Here's Claire Fingerlin. Off balance swing that time from Kane. Knockdown. Wells teed up perfectly. Crater the ball in the middle of the court, and Bluefield isn't done yet. It's 22-18.
Those are the types of kills I like, where it's just at the center and nobody knows where it's going to go.
So Jessica Wells playing as the middle blocker once again for Bluefield.
It looks like it's been working out for her thus far.
Once again, blocked. And for Bryan, able to test Wells that time off the swing of Sarah Moore. Checking into the game to serve, it's going to be Jayla Rogan, the junior from Nashville. Bryan just 2 away from a confident set 1 victory. Wells on a slide play, blocked. Able to recover for Bluefield, Madison Miller. Big swing from Gigi Ford. Rams unable to dig it out, and here comes set point. And it's low.
Maybe Bluefield can get another point and take advantage of this next serve.
Well, Cassidy Brown trying to do so. Serve. Tough one for Watcott. Had to be off balance. Gigi Ford. And a double called on Bluefield to end set number 1. So, after going back and forth, Bryan pulling away in the end, 25-19. We'll step aside and be back with set number 2 right after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Dome Gymnasium. Ethan Stinson, Bailey Engel. And in this first set of action, it was aggressive from the start, but unfortunately, Bailey, Bryan took away and sailed away with the lead 25-19 to tie it up.
Yeah, it was really going back and forth right up until I think it was about 19-16. Bryan got a point, 20-16. And I think that Buddy Gallimore called that timeout, but because we saw after he called a timeout earlier in the set, the Rams were able to get 4 unanswered points. But Bryan has been very strong from a player that we highlighted in the beginning, Ethan, and Gigi Ford. We thought that Gigi Ford was going to be a big threat today for the Lions, and she's done just that. She's been very tough for Bluefield College to try to answer on her swings on the outside. And it's going to be very tough to do that in the next couple of sets now that Bluefield College is already down 1-0.
But I don't want to also discredit Jessica Wells because she's also, and tonight, just like she was at the last time at Bryan, she was at the middle blocking position, and she has done a good job thus far at reading the play. Yeah, she might have had a few hiccups here and there, but overall, consistency was key in getting the Rams as much points as they got.
Well, I think that Jessica Wells did a pretty decent job, but also Leslie Flores. But I think we're even going to need to see more out of them since it was 25-19. Rams are going to need even more out of their star players in Leslie Flores. And I think that and Leslie Flores and Jessica Wells. And I think that at some points, Bluefield College, because of the serves we saw from Bryan, Rams got out of system. They weren't able to answer defensively as strong as they wanted to try to get it to Aubrey Watcott to tee up both Wells and Flores as well as Reitzloff. So it's going to be really key for the Rams to not only do a great job on the attack, but set themselves up through that through some good defensive plays from these big swings from Gigi Ford.
Absolutely, and I like what you said there because, like what you said in the last set, you know, we had a few players off balance on Bluefield. Like, for example, Watcott, miscommunication is basically the main factor there.
Well, I think that not only that, it's very tough when you have such great servers for Bryan, for Bluefield College, trying to answer to that, trying to get those passes correctly, and all the passes and all of the offense really has to flow through Watcott. So if there's kind of a tough pass to her, it's going to be even tougher for her to feed it to your big swingers in Leslie Flores as well as Jessica Wells.
Morgan Coulter to start the second stanza of play here at the Dome Gymnasium. Late start, but thank you all for tuning into the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's 1-0 currently. And here's the serve. It's Keene. And a nice one from 4. It sort of went off the hands of Coulter. It now gives the first point over to Bryan College.
A lot of heat off of that swing from 4. And Coulter, you're right, just couldn't dig it out.
Right now, Tao for the serve on Bryan. Here's Watcott. Giving it to Flores. And Gigi Ford with an unreturnable. It went a little bit to the side. Again for Coulter. 2-0.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw out of Gigi Ford there in set number 1. Here in set 2, already getting off started well for the Lions.
Tao again for the serve. Here's Watcott to Flores. Gigi Ford. And once again, Morgan Coulter seeming to not get the ball over the net for the third play in a row.
And I don't even know if that's so much on Coulter as it is just how good Gigi Ford has been. Bluefield College, and this is what we're going from here. That back line really needs to be stronger.
A nice ace delivery from Bryan College. It's a 4-0 lead. Bluefield yet to score in this second set of play. Here comes Tao. Coulter. Fingerlin. And unreturnable, number 5, Sarah Moore, delivering over the net for that one. The 5th straight rally won, this time by Bryan College.
I think that Buddy Gallimore might be calling a timeout here at this point. Drops for the Lions.
And saving that one was Coulter. Going past Keene, but outside. 6th straight point. It's 6 goose egg right now.
And Allie Hawkins is going to jog in for Bluefield. Buddy Gallimore trying to switch up the back line because the Rams haven't really been able to answer. So Brown going out.
Here's Watcott to Flores. Here's Watcott. Flores. Gigi Ford saving it nicely. Claire Fingerlin. and a tad outside from Hawkins, 7-0. And a timeout has been called by Buddy Gallimore, so we're going to step aside. We'll be back where the score now is 7-0 in favor of the Lions. Welcome back to the Dome Gymnasium, everybody. It's 7-0, where the Lions of Bryan College just have capitalized on this one. Seems like they've changed up their rhythm a little bit.
Well, I don't know if they've changed up their rhythm. It's just the Rams haven't really been able to answer in that back line. Coulter as well as Brown and now Hawkins and Fingerland. These serves have been so tough for Bluefield College because Bryan has been able to target them. And that's why Buddy Gallimore cycled out Brown and put in Hawkins, but the Rams have not been able to do a consistent good job on that back line for Bluefield.
Right now, ball moving left to right. Jessica Tao on the serve. And Hawkins, not a good grip, going under the net. 8th straight point. It's 8-0.
Yeah, that serve was pretty low, and Bluefield College and Hawkins just couldn't answer. Tao's doing a great job right now for BC.
And the other BC, that is. And Jessica Wells for the kill right there, almost at the chalk. And the first point going to Bluefield College for this one. It's still 8-1, but a 7-point trail to the Bryan College Lions.
Yeah, you can tell that just meant so much to Bluefield College getting that one to land in because the energy has been so low for Bluefield College so far in this one in set number 2.
Now the freshman from Michigan, Sansone, for the serve. Nice dig. And on the block, that time, you guessed it, G. Ford on the outside. It's now 9-1. Reagan Keene, the libero, now up for serve. It's up. Watcott giving it to Flores. Flores on the kill. They're starting to strike a rhythm now, 9-2.
Yeah, Bluefield College is going to have to answer a ton like that and see if they can get on some sort of service streak here with Aubrey Watcott.
Aubrey Watcott now back up. Ball's up. And laying it in there in the middle of a circle of Bluefield College Rams was Ford.
Now Ford and Ford. Bryan has just been so tough here in set number 2 so far.
10-2 your score. Here's the serve for Bryan. Watcott. Nice save from Bryan College. And not getting on top of that one, Coulter given now an 11 points to Bryan College. It's 11-2.
Oh, Paige Randolph did a great job of just tomahawking the ball right into the middle.
And that's where you want to land it. Flores on the inside. You've seen a little bit of killing out of her tonight. It's 11-3, barely touching the chalk. Now up to serve is Leslie Flores herself. She dribbles. Goes up to the side, hits up. Keene. And the point goes to Bluefield College.
I think she went under the net that time.
Yes, she went under the net. So that gives Bluefield another opportunity to get a streak going.
Yeah, down by just 7. Isn't the end of the world. A lot of time, a lot of volleyball left to be played to make this one a little bit more interesting.
Flores goes. Barely over the net. And trying to jump for that one, Anna Kane, but miscommunication. It's 11-5 now for Bluefield College. Bluefield is having a steady time now trying to get up, but it's mainly because of, I think people are starting to get a little bit too comfortable about the lead.
Well, I think that the Rams are trying to actually get a little bit more of their game plan in where they were just kind of at the whims of what Bryan had thrown at them in the first couple minutes of this set.
Nice block on the outside. Fingerlin giving it to Watcott. Reitzloff in the middle for the kill.
Right off of the block. Reitzloff, somebody that needs to get back into it too if Bluefield College wants to get back into this one. 11-6 though, just down by 5.
And Bluefield is starting to become more resilient in this one. Leslie Flores back up to the serving position. Goes to the side. It's up. And going lopsided that time was Aubrey Watcott, unreturnable from G.G. Ford. And that is impeccable from G.G. Ford. That was 8 kills for G.G. Ford. And a little bit outside on the side out, 12-7.
Yeah, that's big. Rogan tried to go in for the dig, and then the ball just flurried out. So Bluefield College really needs to get something going if Bryan makes a rare mistake like they did right there.
Yeah, Claire Fingerlin's delivering a strong serve. Going outside that time, it's now a 4-point ball game, 12-8. Bluefield only trailing now by 4.
Yeah, pretty remarkable considering that this set started out 8-0 Bryan. So Bluefield College trying to get something going, and then getting the wind sucked out of you right there with that serve.
Yeah, Claire Fingerlin a little bit too low on the serving error. Now going back to Bryan, and now this time Anna Kane up to serve. She's from Jacksboro, Tennessee, a sophomore, outside hitter. Watcott now to Wells for the kill, going in between Mendoza. Or check it, that was Kane. Couldn't get to it in time. Now for Hawkins up for the serve on Bluefield College. It's 13-9. It's up. Nice block from Wells. And another block. That was impeccable performance. 13-10. It is the tightest trail of this one now, thanks to the front line. Here's another serve. And a block once again for Bluefield College. Bailey, this front line is starting to find a rhythm. It's now a 2-point trail.
I know her family's right outside of the door, and Jessica Wells making the trip up from Florida. She is really the huge reason why Bluefield College is actually back into this one in set 2.
I bet she's making her parents proud right now. Here's Watcott. Coulter. Watcott. And bouncing in the middle, a kill. It is now 13-12. What a remarkable job. Only a 1-point ball game. Timeout now has been called by Bryan. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more action here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, where Bluefield trails 13-12. Welcome back to the Bluefield College Dome. And as our statistician has pointed out, Bailey, I believe that Bryan College has stayed in this game because a lot of the players have had even distributions of kills and other statistics that really point out in this game.
Well, I think that Jessica Wells has done a very good job, not only with the offense that they've been able to target her in the middle of the net, but you just see how Bryan got semi-deflated off of a couple of swings with Wells finally back in there at the net and bringing down what they were able to do so easily for the first 8 points of this contest. Remember, it was 8-0 to start out in set 2.
And now it's a 1-point ball game as the serve is up and underway. Here's Watcott giving it to Wells, but a block from the middle. Here comes Watcott, giving it to Flores. Nice to keep it alive from the corner. Kill from Bryan College. It's a 14-12 game, but still, the lead is not that great.
Well, Abby Rector doing a good job of making sure it was larger than one that time. Got off the trajectory of the block from Bluefield, and the Rams just weren't able to pick up from that.
Shira 4 after the serve now on Bryan College. Left to right ball. Here's Watcott. And a block right there from Hampton.
Yeah, but it went out of bounds, Ethan, so that's very big for Bluefield after the ball sailed over the line. The Rams still back within one and a chance to tie here on the serve from Coulter.
It'll be exciting to see this. Morgan Coulter now up for the serve. It's up. And a block from, you guessed it, Jessica Wells, 14-14.
Well, it's really been fun to see that lead just dwindle, and Jessica Wells is a huge reason why it was able to happen.
Tie ball game, what was once almost a hopeless game, is now revived. And now Bluefield has taken the lead for the first time in this set, 15-14.
Well, no, Bryan actually, after that serve went low, they get the ball back, so Bryan's actually up by one.
Well, check it. Sorry about that. I read the scoreboard a little bit wrong. Here's Watcott. Giving it to Flores. Watcott, a little bit too cranked up to the outside. 16-14 now, 2-point game.
Yeah, Aubrey Watcott, she was just trying to mix it up a little bit. Bryan wasn't ready to respond to that and almost was able to nail it in, but boy, a huge ace there for the Lions.
Yeah, after Hawkins tried to return, just couldn't get returned. It was lopsided. 17-14. Another serve. Watcott on the front. Nice return. It's Keene. And ruled by the judge on the inside. G.G. Ford once again for the kill.
Yeah, went down the line. Rams really wanted that call. Maybe if we're at a higher division, we can take a look at that again, but we don't have the gift of instant replay to try to challenge that one.
Yeah, I wish we had the instant replay too. Would have really helped in that situation. And rallying for the ball. Saving it, keeping it up. Nice job from the Rams. Block from Wells. Wells keeps it up to Watcott. Who's going to save it? It's Keene. Fingerlin to Watcott. And point now goes to the Bluefield College Rams.
Well, Shira 4 hitting the net that time. She got under the net, and when she uppercutted up, actually got a piece of the underside of that tape there. So Bluefield College ending one of the longest rallies of this entire ball game, now only back within 3.
Yeah, and they're capitalizing on that net violation. Sophia Sanso now checking in to set. Serve. It's up. Keene. G.G. Ford, return from Sansone. Here's Watcott. Keene. And Sansone couldn't get to it in time. It's a 19-15 ball game now. Up by 4 is going to be the Bryan College Lions. Now in her white jersey with a red numeral is the libero, Reagan Keene. She's up. Fingerlin. Watcott raised the ball outside, couldn't get it back in. 20-15, 5-point game.
Yeah, this is going to be a big swing for Bluefield College here. It's a 5-point game, and Buddy Gallimore really wants to call a timeout to try to rally back into this one.
All right, we called a timeout, so we'll take it with him. It's 20-15 now. Bryan College will be back when the timeout ends here on the Bluefield College Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bluefield College Dome, and as we came back from the break, we got news that both Flores and Wells both have 6 kills apiece, and it helped Bluefield substantially come back.
Yeah, but unfortunately right now, Bluefield's going to need more than just the 2 of them, with Wells off of the middle block at this point in the cycle, and also, or at this point in the rotation, and just can't do anything about that from Sarah Moore.
And Sarah Moore, only a freshman, getting that ball from the outside. Powers that ball now 21-15. Reagan Keene back up to the serving position. It's up. Hawkins to Watcott. And the ball hitting the net that time from Anna Kane, and Leslie Flores delivering unreturnable ball.
Yeah, that was a humongous swing from Leslie Flores, and it was one of the few times that Bryan hasn't really been able to answer on one of these shots down the line.
Aubrey Watcott now up to serve. She dribbles. It's up. Watcott, but hitting the net that time. Giving it to Bryan, 22-16. Only needing 3 more to win the second straight set. Now up to serve is Jaylee Rogan from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. It's up. Here's Watcott. And a nice block from, you guessed it, G.G. Ford, 23-16. G.G. Ford just killing the ball a lot tonight.
Yeah, it's been tough for Bluefield against G.G. Ford.
But that time, Leslie Flores went on the corner, targeted it very well, and Reagan Keene just couldn't get a touch. 23-17. Leslie Flores now up to serve for Bluefield College. Ball's up. But a service error, a little bit too low. It's set point now, 24-17 in favor of Bryan College.
Well, Bluefield College right there in the middle of the set fought back to make it very, very interesting and actually tied the game at 1 point, 14-14. It's just how it shows how good Bryan has been, because Bluefield, a talented team in and of itself.
Let's see what that serve for G.G. Ford will do, and it didn't prove fortunate for them, because Bluefield's now 24-18, capitalizing off of that little mishap.
Yeah, remember the first set went 25-19. Rams trying to make it a little bit closer, maybe try to extend this one on a huge rally. Still set point for Bryan.
Here comes the ball. And mildly, not even with a lot of effort from Bluefield College, it just slowly went back over the net, 24-19.
Yeah, Anna Kane taken right out after that, trying to pump the ball over from the middle, and this rolled on top of the tape and didn't have enough on it to pop over to the Bluefield side.
All right, next play is commenced. Flores knocks it back all the way up the rail, and Hannah Rector that time just giving the unreturnable. And we're going to go to timeout, as now it's 2-0 in favor of Bryan College. So we'll be back in a couple minutes here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, where Bryan is starting to feel good out of this.
Welcome back, everybody. Ready for set number 3 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bailey Engel and Ethan Stinson. We're glad to have you along with us here. As Bryan won that second set 25-19, they won the first set 25-19 as well. Tough one, Ethan, for Bluefield, especially in that set, but we saw them come back a good amount, made it interesting, but Bryan was just too much there at the end.
Yeah, especially, and I predicted even before this game, G.G. Ford was going to show up and show out. She has, and then also Hannah Rector is another name we saw a little bit in this second set, just coming back from the back end.
Yeah, and for Bluefield College, just not able to consistently answer, even though we did see Jessica Wells did a great job there. She had 6 kills for BC in this one. Bluefield College wasn't just able to get enough of that rally going after Wells was able to really house at the middle of the net, Ethan.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as they come back out on the court, Bluefield, I think right now is getting a pep talk from their coach that if they really want to get the win on this one, they've got to play the next 3 sets potentially as hard as they can.
Almost perfectly. And I think that when Bluefield College came into this game and they already had beaten Bryan back on March 4th, they really knew it wasn't going to take just 3 sets to beat Bryan. They knew that this is a game they were going to have to play possibly 5 sets because of how good Bryan is. I mean, they only have 2 losses in the conference for a reason, in 16-4 overall. So this is a very tough squad coming from Dayton, Tennessee. So the Rams with Watcott, Wells, Coulter, Flores, Fingerlin, and Turner all on the floor. Back it'll be Keene, G.G. Ford, joining her Abby Rector, as well as Jaylee Rogan. And ready to serve, it's going to be Shira Ford, the sophomore, make it junior from Bonneville, Indiana. And a transfer from Hannibal LaGrange University. Welcome back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ready for set number 3. Turner steps up. Here's Keene. G.G. Ford, who's been tough all game. Wells slams the ball down. Point Bluefield. And that is a big win in and of itself, Ethan, because remember, in set number 2, Bluefield had to dig and climb out of a humongous hole because of they started out down 8-0.
I believe Bluefield's starting off on the right foot, especially getting more into rhythm with Wells at the middle.
4. Feeds cross court. Rams able to answer with a couple of punches there. Whistle blows, point Bluefield. Coming from the back that time, so the Rams jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Remember, folks, a couple of fans here in the top, allowing now at Bluefield College 25 fans to watch Bluefield College volleyball and other indoor sports. So we'll have men's volleyball on Thursday, point Bluefield off of the air from Bryan. Also might have a women's volleyball game that's developing on Saturday as well. And we're going to have a tough, packed volleyball schedule as Hawkins serves that one into the net. I think we're going to have 4 volleyball games on Saturday. I think you're going to be working at the radio station then, right?
Well, maybe. I think actually, I don't know. I'll have to see about that. But, yeah. I'm a busy man.
Okay, busy man. Jessica Wells, the big swing of the corner, point Bluefield.
I think you're seeing quite the opposite of what has happened in the last set, Bailey, where now Bluefield is just capitalizing and now is just going straight at it.
So she's got 8 kills now. Rams already down 2-0 and another block. Jessica Wells.
Jessica Wells has found the niche, and it's just proven time and time. I believe if they keep that consistency, Bluefield's going to see a more favorable set.
Well, Jessica Wells, ultra focused for Bluefield College, so stoic. The Marcus Aurelius of this team, as that one is swung out from Coulter for Bluefield, and that'll benefit Bryan. Rams not a ton of margin for error in this one. Leslie Flores, seeing her come from the middle. Block is there. Fingerlin recovers. Flores. Whistle blows, and
Looks like Bluefield celebrating.
So in the net that time, actually, Anna Kane called for that. So Rams up by 4. It's 6-2. Remember, set number 2, Rams were down 8-0 to begin.
Now looks like Rams are just in the lead. Looking to stay there.
Getting into a bit of more of a rhythm there. Rams, unfortunately, a tough pass from Hawkins. Sansone unable to swing the ball over. And Wells returns into the hard court for Bluefield. Trying to get the rotation right. Rogan. Flores cranks one to the back. Point Bluefield. Rams need to win the next 3 sets to win this matchup.
This is really an exciting game rivalry to see. I mean, I think this is going to be a nail-biter to the end.
Well, you see what Bluefield College was able to do. It was a nail-biter in the end on March 4th in Dayton. Flores, what a dig from Keene. No, they don't call it one. Point Bluefield.
Yeah, I think I saw it go a little bit too low to the ground.
Official agreed with you, Ethan, and now it's 8-3. Bluefield College has not led by 5 points at any point today until now. Great serve. Aubrey Watcott pounds an ace for Bluefield.
And she found it, that open gap between Keene and Ford, and just capitalized on that.
So Watcott, AAC setter of the week. Well, no spin at all on that, but ball flurry just outside of the boundary. So it stays now at 5, 9-4 the score. And Ford blasts the ball beyond the back boundary as well. So now Bluefield back up by 6.
Largest lead of the night.
Now largest lead of the night in any set for Bluefield. Set 1 went back and forth a bit until the end. Bluefield College came back to tied up at 14-14 after being down by as much as 8 in set 2, and now up by 6. Make it 5 after that one is Mike Tyson over on the punch. Again, that's Abby Rector. Here comes Kane ready to serve. Flores. Turner loops the ball over the net. And on the other side, that's in. Knocking it in, inches inside of the boundary, Abby Rector.
Abby Rector from Chattanooga. I mean, you've heard her name quite a bit tonight. Only a freshman. She's definitely going to be a good player by the time she's a senior, and better than the good she is now.
There's Turner. Rector. Rams unable to answer as that one slides off the end of the net, 10-7. So back into the hands of Kane for Bryan. Block lands out off of the benefit of Paige Randolph that time. Coulter went up against that wall, and now it's just a 4-point game.
I think Paige Randolph was ready on the outside for the block, but just couldn't execute it.
Here comes Fingerlin. Tough serve. Bluefield College lands an ace off of the arms of Fingerlin.
Whether it be a game of cards or a volleyball game, an ace is always favorable.
If you're playing blackjack and then you go over, right?
Well, yeah.
All right. So here's 12-7. Make it 13-7. Fingerlin trying to get some sort of service record going. Bryan gets the serve back.
But I believe Bluefield's still trying to stay on top, trying to still strategize what they've been doing. And, you know, the lead's been as close as 3. It's been as far away as 6. So this is going to be a suspenseful one.
Already has been suspenseful. Bryan has just been able to come back in that final fourth of each set. Watcott. Coulter too far. Back down to a 4-point game. Remember, first two sets were won 25-19. Bryan up in this one. They lost to Bluefield earlier. Bryan right now number 2 in the conference. Rams trying to play well for seeding in the AAC tournament. Sliding play. Too low, though, off of the arm of Hampton. 5-point lead for Bluefield. Turner out, Hawkins in. Tough overpass. Watcott feeds Coulter. Coulter, too soft. 4-point game.
And I'd also like to point out Sarah Moore also had quite an impeccable outside block to sort of propel the play forward.
We'll now see what Jessica Tao can do here. Flores. Big swing. That's how Bryan can get back into it here in set number 3. Sarah Moore. Timeout called by Buddy Gallimore. He wants to end this Bryan rally before it really gets going. 14-11 here in set 3. Bryan up 2-0. Hello, everybody. 14-11 the score here in set number 3. Bluefield College down 2-0 to Bryan, the number 2 team in the conference. Rams trying to make a name for themselves here with another win against the Lions. They're going to win the next 3 sets to do so. Bailey Engel, Ethan Stinson from the Rams Digital Sports Network. Jessica Tao ready to serve for Bryan College, making the trip from Dayton, Tennessee, the arduous trip that took a couple of buses to get here. Jessica Wells off of the block. Point Bluefield back up by 4.
Wells is aggressive at the block, aggressive at the kill. She's an asset to this team, even on the middle block where she usually is on the outside, like we mentioned earlier on in the contest.
Here's Coulter. Too low. Bluefield back up by 5.
But Wells was ready. She jumped for it.
So 16-11. Rams just down by 9, or excuse me, 9 away from winning this one. And Coulter, a service error, a bit deflating there for Bluefield, and now Bryan just down by 4, trying to come back and make this one interesting. Wells glides up. Once again, Jessica Wells. Now Bluefield just 8 away. That's 10 kills for her, the transfer.
And how many blocks is that also? I mean, she's also been great at the blocking at the middle. She's had 5 blocks, according to our statistician.
So very close to a double-double. Attacked and blocked.
Sansone a little bit miscoordinated. Ball sort of flew up vertically.
So now 17-13. Sansone walks off as well as Wells. So Fingerland back in. Rogan. Flores. Bluefield didn't get the big swing that it wanted. Fingerland. Back to Flores. There's the swing. Ball up Reitzloff. Hawkins saves. Big diving play, Coulter. Flores goes cross court. Rogan to Ford. Point Bryan. Wow.
You could tell that Bluefield College was chasing after it with Coulter and Hawkins both sort of in the middle of that one.
So Bryan, remember, they won the first two sets, 25-19, both of them. So third set would be it. 4 hits for Bluefield, point Lions.
4 and no more, as I like to say.
Now it's 17-15. Bluefield College playing in its penultimate game of the regular season. First home game in Bluefield since November. And Leslie Flores escalates the lead back up to 3. Led by as much as 6 here in the third set.
And I believe, if I'm correct, I don't think that the Lions have taken the lead in a long time.
They have not led in this set. Getting close, though, with a perfect play like that in the middle to Anna Kane. So now back, Gigi Ford. Ford's been a thorn in the side of Bluefield all day. Off the block, and a Kane. Actually didn't get it off of the block, just went cross court and missed the mark. That was teed up perfectly to her on an overpass, and the Rams with a sigh of relief there. Over the line. Back down to a 2-point game. Over the line, point Bryan. It's a 1-point game. Anna Kane with a chance to tie this up.
It just changes the perspective for you, Bailey, when you've once, winning by 6, but now only winning by a hair.
And for Bryan, able to tie it up. Coulter with it too far. Buddy Gallimore reaching into the bench. Going to be Miller coming in for Coulter. Well, you can't expect to give up a few of these errors, hitting errors for Bluefield and service errors against a team like Bryan, who is really capable of coming back from larger deficits. Trying to take the lead for the first time in the set, and they are able to. Paige Randolph sending it to the back for Bluefield.
And also one anecdote I would like to mention is, when the men played Georgetown, you sort of saw the same thing where Georgetown capitalized on the errors. And, I think the same thing has pretty much happened here, though it's not at the same extent.
Right. And I think that as well for Bluefield College, when you make these errors against a team like Bryan and how the men made errors against a team like Georgetown, a well-coached team for Bryan and Jessica Day, and with weapons like Gigi Ford, you can't expect to make a ton of errors like these and keep a lead like you are at 6. Now, you also can't really expect to coast into a 6-point lead against a team like Bryan, who has been so confident throughout conference play this year, to actually withhold on that. Now, like we said before, if Bluefield College went into this game wanting to win, they knew that it would likely take more than just 3 sets. This could be a huge rally to get to a 5-set game. So now Bluefield not out yet here in set number 3. Bryan just 5 away from winning this one in 3-0. Bailey Engel, Ethan Stinson, happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's been our pleasure to fight through the technical difficulties to bring this one home for you. Internet has now been restored here across the campus of Bluefield College, and so has volleyball.
That means class tomorrow for all us students.
Black in the middle. Bryan is all fired up, 21-19. And we got softball and baseball tomorrow as well, by the way. But this one ready to finish here. (21-19). Miller. Rogan able to pop the ball up. Big swing, and that one goes into the upper deck. Blasted by Abby Rector.
I was scared it was going to come and hit us for a second.
Well, it's just been a total shift for Bryan here in the latter half of set number 3. Whistle blows. And a point for Bluefield. It looks like Bryan ran into the net, so the Rams just down by 5. Or, excuse me, down by 2, 5 away from winning set 3. Bryan had not taken the lead since very late in set number 3. Rams had led by as much as 6. And a service error in a time where the Rams cannot afford to have any errors.
No room for margin of error, as you mentioned earlier on in the set. And we said we need impeccable performance from these ladies if they really want to get out on top.
23-20. That's in. What an ace. Match point coming up for Bryan. So right off of the ace, Shira 4 has a chance to end this one. Bryan lost to Bluefield on March 4th in 5 sets. With a point here, they get it done in 3. Wells. Bit of an overpass. Now Bluefield has the ball back, ready to serve. Attainable to get 25 here. Need a big rally coming up from Hawkins. Still, match point for Bryan. Punched over, Hawkins. And Bryan avenges the March 4th loss with a victory here, 25-21 in set number 3. Ethan, your final thoughts on this one? It was a really tough one for Bluefield.
Well, to quote Julius Caesar, even though it's a day late, like Bluefield College, beware the Ides of March. And I believe that Bluefield, I think it was pretty costly at the end for them to make the errors that they made, and they could have potentially went longer than 3 sets here.
Yeah, a tough one for Bluefield College all around as the final score in this one. Once again, 25-21. First 2 sets, 25-19. But Bryan pulling away 3 sets to none. Stick around. We got an interview with Buddy Gallimore right after this. But for Ethan Stinson and myself, final score of this one, 3 sets to none. Bryan gets the win. Final score of this one, 3-0. Bluefield College unable to get the same victory that we saw against Bryan back on March 4th as the Rams fall to 10-7 in the conference. And for this team from Dayton, Tennessee, Bryan able to improve to 17-4 on the year against everyone, and also now 16-2 in the AAC. So right now we are with the head coach, Buddy Gallimore, Bluefield College women's volleyball coach. What are your thoughts after really a tough game against Bryan right there?
Well, that was tough. Bryan's a good team. They're at the top of the conference, and we expect them to come in and play better. They definitely played better tonight than they did at or when we went to their place. We just made too many errors.
Well, Bluefield College, you guys jumped up to a pretty. Actually, let's talk about the second set first. It was 8-0, Bryan. You guys were able to fight back. What did you tell your team to make it interesting in that one?
Well, I just told them we've got to pass, do the things we are used to doing, and they did. They started passing the ball. We started executing. I made a rotation in that third set, spun the rotation, put Jessica in that front left, starting her there, and I think that's how we got the lead in that first set. And I may have been outcoached myself a little bit in that second set, trying to find a good matchup. But I shouldn't have been worried about matchups. I should have been worried about ourselves.
Well, in that third set, you guys were up at one point by as much as 6 points. But what does that say about how good Bryan is that they were able to come back and win that one by 4?
I think it shows that they're well coached. It shows that they've got some senior leadership out there. If you notice, we had maybe 4 or 5 freshmen on the floor, or 4 freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior at one time on the floor. And I'm proud of the way my girls fought and went after it. Just things didn't work out well for us tonight.
Closing out, you got one more regular season game moving into the conference tournament. What do you want to see out of your team, maybe that you didn't see tonight moving into the final couple of games?
I want to see a little more confidence. I think we were playing a little bit scared. At times we were trying to get around the block and where we can just use it and just tool them. And we were just putting the ball